We got new Splatoon gear coming with this Koro partnership they've done in Japan. There's just some new weapons coming. They said we were done with Splatoon, yet we still continue to get some more Splatoon.
We get Splatfests that are relevant and have SpongeBob and Mitomo. We get this gear coming.
And then if we get an NX port...
Splatoon's not done.
Yeah.
Splatoon is also, I don't know if you have it, we're going to go ahead and say it here. Right. Splatoon is the number...
yeah, it's a story. Yeah.
We have to talk about it here, right?
You've said it like 2 times in the stream already.
In the stream, and not in the podcast.
If you want to get it out of there.
Let's get it out. Let's talk about it. Splatoon is the #1 selling franchise, right? Or new game.
New franchise.
Since the Wii series.
New console franchise since Wii series in Japan.
Where do you have that?
Where's that? Splatoon, most successful new console franchise.
You wrote it in?
I wrote it in because it was posted right before.
Okay.
It was like literally like right before the show started. It was a new
which is huge because the Wii series was absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
Also, Splatoon themed playing cards are coming to Japan, so it's really big in Japan.
Yeah.
Is the big takeaway from this because they're very specific to note that it's not the new #1 selling franchise in the West. Or Europe or something like that. And the playing cards aren't coming to the West yet.
Which I hope they are. And also, the funky new 3DS...
there's two new 3DS colors coming that are
to Japan.
That are the Squid Sisters colors.
Yeah.
Stay fresh.
Yep.
So we have new playing cards. We have a new update, a new partnership with Kuro Magazine. We have new 3DS S's themed around Splatoon. We have Splatfest coming. Splatoon's not dead. It's surely alive.
Yeah.
And
I want those Splatoon-themed playing cards really bad.
Yeah.
Those look really cool.
Hopefully they're a reward for Nintendo.
That's what they need to do. They need to do more physical rewards here soon.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is people, including myself, are pretty content with digital rewards. Like, I like getting a new game. And that costs them nothing.
Right.
Like, they're just playing their games and like, oh, well, yeah, we get it. And they probably lose like a little bit of potential profit and stuff by giving away that game. But I mean, it's just like their payoff to keeping the person committed to their software and stuff. Like, it's brilliant just to do digital rewards. And so,
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't like the whole closing of the whole My Nintendo, Club Nintendo, and stuff.
Yeah,
the reopening of My Nintendo, kind of seems to be phasing out the whole. Physical.
It seems like it's going to be all like digital based now moving forward, perks and stuff for the NX system. But it seems, I mean, with the Splatoon not being dead, do you think we could see maybe at E3 or in a direct relatively soon some sort of revival of Splatoon, some sort of focus on it? Because it seemed like they said, okay, we're done. Splatoon's over.
Right.
And what is up with the stream? Look at us. Like okay, it was just choppy for a moment. I'm like, we are super slow-mo. It seems like they're like, okay, we're done, and then they're like, actually, you know what, we're not. We have this thing coming out, and we have another little thing. Do you think they may be like, in a new direct, here's a big Splatoon announcement? Or at E3, they'll be like playing Zelda. Although I'm getting more and more convinced that E3, it's nothing but Zelda.
Yeah.
I don't think we had that theory that maybe between Zelda demo levels, they'll be like, by the way, here's a trailer for a new game. I don't think so. I think they're doing just Zelda now.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if a direct prior to E3 or shortly after E3 like they've done in the past, I wonder if they'll have like a new Splatoon trailer. Or maybe they're holding off for an NX announcement, Splatoon NX, and they're going to be like, here's it's coming with new maps, new guns, new gear, new campaign, new battle modes, new stuff like that. Maybe they're holding off on that. But when will Nintendo reinvigorate Splatoon? Recommit to it? That's the question. Do you have an answer?
I think they might be.
Just quietly?
Coming back with it. Like, it kind of faded out for a little bit, and now it's kind of like they want to bring it back. So they're bringing out the new amiibos, these new colors.
Because they're doing the new amiibo. What in the world?
Cards, the announcement that it's the most successful franchise.
So do you think they're like an official announcement's imminent that they made? Because they're releasing all the old amiibo in
Like,
different colors. They're
right,
releasing the
yeah.
Squid Sisters. They're releasing 3DSs. They're
Yeah.
doing the partnership with Koro. Do you
Yeah,
think
yeah.
they're going to be like, after all that comes out, they'd make the NX announcement to be like, hey, you know all that new
Splatoon.
SPLATWON. Splatoon.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Mm.
That'd be such a cool title. Like Banjo-Tooie.
Yeah.
Like that. I get what you're saying.
Well, because it seems like maybe they had this initial plan to come out with Splatoon. Not sure. Like, I remember, because there's a lot of people that didn't really completely understand it. When they revealed it, it was like people who were at E3 that year were like, this was really actually surprisingly like the most fun game that I played at E3. Like,
I was
on the
so
floor.
confused the first E3 they showed up. I'm like,
Right.
why is this
I think
the
a lot of
focus?
people were, and a lot of people were suddenly like, as it got closer, they were coming more around on it, and like to where a lot of Nintendo fans were actually suddenly like, we had come around, and everybody was starting to get hyped for it. I don't know if Nintendo necessarily knew if they had a hit on their hands or not, or since at the period
I think they
were,
knew. I think with how much they put into marketing and how
they
much
did.
they,
That's true.
I think they knew this is something special.
Yeah. Yep, that could be true. I was wondering if perhaps they weren't. Maybe they did think that, but maybe they weren't entirely sure. And so maybe they had this plan.
Probably cautious, yeah.
They had this plan to release it. They had their DLC plan to get, like, when they'd say, we're done with Splatoon, hoping that maybe this DLC plan of running it out would, like, keep it going and keep people, like, okay, now, like we said, we'd always say it's, like, finally ready to buy, like, where now we'd recommend actually buying it.
It was a few months in, yeah, and I got a deal with Kmart.
Right. And maybe they'd originally had that, like, before they released it, before it has, and now it's like, it's continued to be huge. It has now become the number one.
Yeah, if you have a Wii U, there's no reason not to own Splatoon.
Yeah, and so maybe they just are like, why are we stopping? We gotta just keep going with it. At least if it's a small trickle, at least if it's like a weapon here and there, a collaboration here or there, a little bit of news, a little something. I'd say that's really all they have to do to keep it going relevant, and then maybe by NX just release a definitive pack, something like that.
Yeah, Splatoon Definitive Edition or
Yeah.
Splatoon NX Edition or something like that. I think, yeah, it's unfortunate that I think they should have never said that we're bowing down on it, because I think it did kill some of the hype.
Yeah.
I think there was a hype that, whoa, Splatoon's getting more and more value every single week. They had because they had special tweets and announcements and a consistency that every Friday there's a new weapon. So there's a reason to play every weekend to try out the new weapon. And they still basically do that, but they just don't. It's not nearly as consistent or known or advertised or marketed.
Right.
And because of that, I think there's like just a belief that Splatoon is being phased out. And if they were just if they just came out and said holiday 2016 is like, we're gonna have all these new updates for Splatoon, it would make it seem almost as if we had a new game coming out this fall that was Splatoon, and they could just milk that success. And maybe there's marketing and discussion over in Japan, like with game shows or with commercials and stuff like that, that make it seem like Splatoon's not nearly as dead as it is. Maybe they've just been promoting it more in Japan than they have over here, because it seems like over here in Japan or in the West, they're just like, Splatoon's dead. Actually, no, it's not. We have this thing, but so yeah, it's interesting. I hope they have an official announcement soon of Splatoon or something else.
Yeah.